I don't care what that mother said. You tell him for me that I'm going to kick his ass if he... Hello there. Only one Kenobi here. Only one. Sorry about that. That was just business. I'm only joking. I'm only messing around. You know me. I can't help myself. How are you doing? Wow. Do you know what? We've got all 3 guests backstage. So it's a secretive episode of the Wretched Hive. Originally, I was going to be talking to one guy who's a friend of mine. He's not a YouTuber, but he's a massive fan of the vintage collection. And then I was going to bring on a few other people, some of the super heavyweights, the big hitters, the big boys to join us. But firstly, can I just say the last time I did a live stream, I apologize. The earphones I was using had like a microphone on them, and it was terrible. That was the mic that was being used. I usually use the onboard microphone on the laptop, but I could do with getting myself a proper USB microphone. And we have some chat here. Are we still going here, are we? Still a bit of a novice with all this, you know. There's loads of people already in the chat. Let's have a look at this. Hello, Bill. They've got Bradley, good evening. D. Thompson, evening. Buddy Hepburn, all right. Nice one. And we've got, as I say, 3 guests. Tim Bainbridge, Autobot Al. He's not a guest, by the way. I was just saying the name Tim Bainbridge after saying we've got guests. Daniel Chart, the governor. He's a geezer, right? He's a geezer. Imperial Communique, Anthony. Hello, Anthony. Thank you for joining this broadcast. And then we've got Delvian Seek. Good evening. 1980s Star Wars guy. Hello there. Jared. The man, the myth, the legend that is Jared Coyle. Let's get that right. Good evening. Isaac Villa, whatever you want to pronounce it. And John McGuire. Hello there. So, do you know what I think I will do? I'll bring on our first guest. Ladies and gentlemen, it is none other than Tim from Bossk's Bounty. Good evening, Timothy.
Hi, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right, man. I could do with getting myself one of these Kenner caps or vintage collection because I need to get my hair cut and it just needs something to cut. Oh, well, how about that? Does that say Pallet Boys? Are you advertising the Pallet Boys on my bloody channel, mate?
Pallet Toy.
Pallet Toys. Yes, I like that as well. Wow. How about that? Love it.
How you
really
doing?
Nice.
Right?
I'm all right, man. Should I just bring these guests on? The next person I'd like to introduce is a really good friend of mine. I've mentioned him a lot on my channel. If you're someone who follows, shout out to more people. Dash Curran, General Kenobi. Hello there. And Lara V. Hi, Lara. And we've got Craig Corns, Johnny Star Wars. Hello, Johnny. Good man. And David Sutherland. Hi, David. Gary Moore, patron. Respect. Tomb Toys. And I think we're up to date with the chat there. The next is a guy, I worked with this fella for about 1.5 years in London. And all that time we worked together, we never once discovered that we were Star Wars fans. It was many years later that he saw a post of mine on Facebook that kind of gave it away. Let's bring him on. It's my good mate, Mike. Hello, Michael. Are you there?
Hi, Nick. Hello, Tim. How are you?
I'm good, mate. You? How are you?
I'm very good. I'm really good, Tim. I feel like I'm in YouTube royalty here with yourself and Nick, and obviously Kay coming on. So yeah.
Well, to be honest, I've never heard your voice, so I've only ever heard Nick do your
impression.
Voice. And yeah, he's got it pretty spot on, I reckon.
Oh, good man, Tim. I thought you were going to say it sounds nothing like it. It sounds nothing like Good. Nice one, Tim. Now then, speaking of super heavyweights, I've written an introduction for this guy. You're going to love this. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble. The next few words from me are but an insult because the next man needs no introduction whatsoever. Please welcome one of the super heavyweights of the 3 3/4 inch collecting community, sponsored and sanctioned by MKM Films 2009. Coming from somewhere between the dark side of the moon and a galaxy far, far away, ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated, undisputed AFA graded heavyweight champion of the world, the king of Kenner, BOE, the Blacked,
Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh gosh.
That had to be done.
Wow. Thank
How
you
you
for
doing,
having me on.
POV?
Yeah, great. Thanks.
Good.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
How's
it would
that
be
for you,
wrong.
Kay? Good?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it's like WBC heavyweight AFA graded, and that might actually, if he's watching the action figure grader, he might be thinking, all right, I'm not having that. Wait.
I think he's a bit busy, so he can't watch, unfortunately.
I know, but who is
yeah.
the leader out of you two? Who is the man? Who's got the most? It's up for
Oh,
debate.
action figure grader, totally. Because I've only ever sent stuff in once. I mean, I bought stuff graded, but he's always, he's got stuff going to AFA and CAS constantly, so he's the king. Yeah,
Cool.
He's waiting on a shipment of about 30 items, I think.
Wow, that's amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
So there's no kind of roadmap tonight, fellas. I just wanted to talk TVC. Obviously, I've got a few pointers.
Yeah.
And obviously, Tim, one of the things that was on my mind was your video, your schedule. That was a good thing. I thought would be quite a good springboard. Your video when you talked about the schedule for the year, so we can talk about that. Just some more reaction to the latest figures for TVC. The 3 in question, the 50th anniversary ones. Get some thoughts on that from everybody. And yeah, that's it really. The nice thing about these is you don't have to really plan it too much. You can just free it, freestyle, whatever, and just have a chat.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be waffling anyhow. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot to put that in the title there. I think it's to alliterate with waffle. I'll have to think about that one for the next time we have you on. Anyway, so So where do we begin then? So yeah, the schedule, Tim. Should we just sort of talk through that again? What are the main milestones for this year? What are the?
Well, I don't really know when those 50ths are coming out. So
yeah,
I believe Yakface discovered them on Walmart's system today. So
you did that other video, didn't you? Sorry to cut in on you. You did 2 videos. You did the schedule for the year, and then you did the backs of the cards with the numbers. But you still don't know when they're coming out. You're saying?
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, there's not a pre-order for them yet. If I had to guess, it'll be April, May time. If I had to guess.
Right.
We might be lucky. We might get them in March, because the thing is with these exclusives is that, especially after the debacle with 177, I think what they want to do is maybe get the pre-order out and then you get them like a couple of weeks later, like we do in the UK, because the guys in the US ordered that VC 177 back in November, and then their orders were getting cancelled in January. So that long wait for them to just be cancelled is pretty awful. So maybe they just want to sort of say, yeah, these figures are coming, and then the pre-order goes up, and then maybe they drop like a week or so later. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Okay.
But apart from that, we've got the main, obviously the main wave of Leia Bespin and that awesome Boba. So
cool. I mean, obviously, yeah, Mike. As we were saying before, Mike. If you don't know, or you may not know, or you may already know, I had Mike on as a guest of my previous podcast, which was the Wretched Hive. Then obviously this is called the Wretched Live. But we had a good old chinwag then, didn't we, Mike? But we talked quite a lot on the phone. Though you're not a YouTuber, you're a very knowledgeable man. And one of the things we were talking about, Mike, was we were talking about Leia, weren't we? We were talking about the 3 figures, and we were a bit worried about the swivel. We were talking about that. It's
interesting that obviously I've watched the videos, obviously of that Tim's put out with regards to the launches, and I was actually just trying to look back a little bit myself, and I actually do have one. I did actually have that Saga collection Leia Endor, and that did actually have the ball jointed elbows.
Yeah, it does.
Which I know everybody was a little bit, okay, is this going to be, are they going to have the swivel elbows? Are they not? Blah, 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 blah. And it appears, obviously, that does have that. So, fingers crossed, for the VC, re-release, they're not going to go, surely they can't go down that line of having the swivel. I know we've spoken about that with the Lando and everything else as well, Nick. I mean, surely that can't happen.
Well, I thought I'm mistaken. I thought that it was definitely swivel elbows on the Leia poncho. I've never opened it. I wouldn't know, but I was going by what people have said. but it's not. It's actually ball joint. Now that's good.
It definitely did have ball jointed elbows.
Right.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
I think the issue that people have got with it is it hasn't got hinged wrists at all. So,
And the old one didn't, Tim, either. To be fair.
yeah,
Oh, they probably didn't do that back then, did they not? I don't know.
I think essentially it's just that figure with a new head and a new helmet and a slightly different coloured poncho. I think that's it.
Yeah.
But then I think if you look at those re-releases, Tim, and obviously you highlighted it very, very clearly. A lot of them are repacks or a mishmash of older figures from Legacy Collection or whatever, just kit bashed to put into the line. And I don't think anybody has any problem with the figures coming into the line, providing they do them correctly, isn't it? I think personally, I mean, that's my opinion.
Yeah, I think there's just like a cut-off. Whoa! What's
Excuse
that?
me. Sorry.
I think there's a cut-off line where, and I don't think the collecting community or Hasbro know where that line is and what date you can't go back to. And I think it really does have to come down to a figure-by-figure basis, because there's some that last saw the light of day in 2007. There's some that got updated in 2007 or whatever, and it's just where the line is with each. As I say, on a figure-by-figure basis, you can't just sort of blanket go anything pre 2007 is now off the table. You can't do that because a droid, for example, might do. You don't know.
I think the 2004 VOTC Leia, that was the one with swivel elbows.
2006, 2007. Yeah. The Vintage Saga Collection one, yeah.
No, the VOTC.
I know what you're talking about. I think I'm getting my wires crossed here. So this is what I thought people were saying had swivel elbows. I mean, she does as well. You can't see it.
No.
It's on the wall.
No, that one Nick did. I'm pretty sure that is the one that had the ball joint.
Well, that's great news. I'm happy then. We can nip that in the bud. I was about to go ranting and raving about the fact that if they did it again and brought it out with, swivel, that would be a big problem. But great. The other one does though, doesn't it? Can you see it? Probably not.
Yeah.
The classic layer. Ballroom.
That's the one Kay you're on about, isn't it?
Yeah. That's got the. But she needs doing, and Farm Boy Luke as well. Definitely, we can talk about that as well in a bit. All right, well that's good news, and the poncho as well. Yeah, let's get it out again. The poncho again, as they said, was more updated, screen accurate or whatever. I've never ever had a poncho layer loose in my life, so here's the chance. There you go, bit of glare or whatever, but
I think they've just changed the color of it. I think it's still quite baggy.
Yeah,
it looks a bit bulky.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. So it's a nice card. That the VOTC, really good quality card stock, wasn't it? Stock, amazing stuff, man. Really nicely unpunched and protected, as in their own cases.
Yeah, that was great.
Bonus, wasn't it? Yeah. All right, cool. So, the next one, Paplu, then BOE. Have you got a Paplu in your extensive archive, as in an original one?
Yeah. I mean, I've got a Canadian 77 back tri-logo. And
just that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I put it on Instagram, the picture. So on Twitter, and
okay. Do you know what we noticed? I was looking at your Instagram earlier, man. You've got like 10,000 posts. I noticed earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know how long you've been.
Well, I mean, I'm quite into photography, so and when I'm doing reviews, whatever I'm reviewing, I'll take photographs of and shove it on Instagram and stuff like that. Facebook.
Yeah, I need to be more like that with Instagram. I always feel like a bit lazy with Instagram. Like I don't think I advertised this tonight because I feel obliged to probably annoy a lot of people. I tag the world and his wife, and I feel like I've got to do tags and then hashtags and stuff. And I just think I can't be bothered. But should really just get stuff out there maybe.
I mean, what I'm into on Instagram is doing reels. Like it's their version of TikTok. So you take little clips and you can make a 30-second video, use any music, and so
with the Human League and stuff. I've seen your stuff.
Yeah.
Loads of stuff. It's like a disco on Instagram nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, it's great fun and it's quick to do as well. So
very good.
I've got the Made in Mexico.
Oh wow! They're all made in Mexico. All Pat-Plus are made in Mexico, and Lumats.
So how many have you got?
Is the card with the punch, you know?
Oh yeah.
How many have you got now, Tim? Classic 80s cards now? Have you accumulated?
Probably about 20, maybe 18,
Wow.
20, something like that.
Because they were asking,
BOE. Stop saying wow.
no, because they were asking on Paddy Boys yesterday, how many blacked out Ewoks were there on the cards, and that would have been 4. So, yeah.
Daniel Chart was saying there. Sorry, I haven't read this out. I wonder what the 2 missing from the VC. Sorry, the 2 missing from the list VC figures will be. What do you guys think? I'm going for a wild guess. 2 Rogue One characters, Krennic and Bodhi Rook.
Yeah, so in my video, I got that wrong, actually, and I put a pinned comment. So there is actually only 1 missing, because you've got the Rebel Fleet Trooper in the Tantive 4 playset, which is VC 183. So that's the last known figure we have is VC 183, and then after that, you've got 190, which is Paplu. So in between there, you've got 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89. 6 figures, and there's 5 coming in that wave with Leia, Bespin, Boba, Snaggletooth, the Child, and Grief Karga. That's your 5. So there's like one figure that's like, who could that be? You know. So if it's one figure, it could be in another playset, for example, or it could. I guess it could be another Walmart exclusive that we don't know about yet. Who knows?
Which I wish they didn't do that. What are your thoughts on that, Mike? You know, the fact that we had the 2 figures in the Jabba Palace set in 1990. I nearly said 1999 then. Oh my God. 2019. And then now we're down to 1, and they're not really exactly picking the best ones, are they? For example, the Carbon Chamber was a massive letdown.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, Nick, and I think obviously all of you guys will agree. I know, obviously, I've seen Tim's videos on these things, you know, with the anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back, doing the Carbon Freezing Chamber. You would have thought, okay, they've come out and said already that they're going to do a VC collection Lando. So fantastic, no problem at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then surely with that set, they should have given you some Ugnaughts or something along that line.
Lobot,
you know, as opposed to just repacking the VC 140 Stormtrooper effectively from the Rogue One line and putting it on a new card. So you know, at the end of the day, look, you know, they're trying to obviously sell sets as well, which, you know, again, providing that they're doing decent play sets, I don't think most people have a massive issue with. But ultimately, I think a lot of people, certainly from a collecting point of view, would rather have newer figures. You know, don't get me wrong, that Stormtrooper from that Rogue One line, that is it, I think it was VC 140, wasn't it? Is the ultimate Stormtrooper. I mean, it's absolutely
except for the fact that it's missing the I don't care about the kind of things, but but the one in the playset's the ultimate, you could say, because it's got that right in it.
Okay, but I mean, just in terms of the sculpt, Nick, you know, you know, there's so much that, you know, again, there's so much that they can do. But, you know, it's price points that you know, you're putting out as well, isn't it? So, you know, if you think about the value, okay, and I know obviously here in the UK we pay more than people do in the US, but I can't remember what exactly was the cost of the Jabba's playset. Was it around 60-ish? Including the 2 figures, 60, 64?
Well, it was originally. I had one in my hand that time when we were at Echo, and I put it down because I'd ordered one with. I
know you did.
That company, I daren't speak their name.
What a
disgrace!
That was import stock though at Echo.
I know, but you know what, Tim? I wish they'd picked it up.
I think in the UK it retailed at $49.99.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're probably right, Tim. So if you think you've got 2 figures in that, that's not bad value.
A lot of plastic as well in that as well. It was.
But again, you know, if you're doing that type of playset, then I suppose it depends on how detailed people want to do. You know, if it depends if you're into the diorama thing as well. I think, with all due respect, if you want to build more and more and more, then you want more and more of that type of playset, don't you?
Which
So-
you are, Mike. You helped with a video a while ago. You did a Death Star diorama. I might leave a link to that in the description.
Yeah, I saw that. That's cool.
This was really good work. That. Anyway,
Can
so
I,
there's
can I just say something about the playset? Because I don't want to say Hasbro got greedy, because like it's awful saying that, isn't it? But they're a company that wants to try and make money. And if you look at the Jabba's Palace playset, essentially someone like myself would buy 2 because I want the figures carded and open. Even though they are repacks of the Black Series, you still get the hand with the magnet, so it works with the set. Yeah. But that's it. I only need 2. Now with the subsequent sets, they've made them with army builder figures inside them, and made out that you've got to buy multiple sets to like you need a minimum of 2 for the complete carbon freezing chamber. And with the Tanti 4, they show it that you can actually put 4 of them together and build this big thing.
Yeah.
And of course you want 4 Rebel fleet troopers, and with the other one you need 4 stormtroopers. So it's a bit annoying that they're doing that, putting army builders in those rather than
put one army builder and one character.
Or one army builder and then one. You know, it's a bit. I don't know. It's a bit naughty of them, really. I think.
Or put the army builders in these special action figure sets. That would be really good. Like they need more of them, and make them more available, like the ARC troopers.
You know, that's the thing. Yeah, but that's the thing, Tim, as well. And you know, when you said that, I mean, if you know, they don't need to put stormtroopers in that type of set, because if you go online, for example, you know, obviously, you know, we don't get the opportunity to go and pick these things up from stores, do we? So you cannot get a, you know, okay, I think Dork Side, for example, in the US might have some pre-orders available for some of those Rogue One stormtroopers still moving forward, but they're not readily available in the UK now, even now. So it wasn't like they needed to be in that type of set, exactly like you said. Give us a set, give us a unique figure, because all of those things will sell regardless. They could have put that stormtrooper out, for example, that they put in that the Bespin playset on its own, and just said, you know, with the recard as it was, and it would have still sold. Yeah,
but that's the thing. They're not worried about the figure selling. They're worried about the playset selling, aren't they? So they're putting that figure in the playset to make people buy more playsets, and that's where.
But if they gave you, if they gave you, Tim, a better option. So when we were, you know, you're talking about the Jabba's Palace, and you might have bought the 2, for example, because you wanted to open one card, keep one. Excuse me, one carded. Absolutely understand. But if they want to develop that line moving forward, you would surely think that they would say, okay, well, look, we've given you that back wall of the palace. Now, you know, what about where Jabba sits? Do you know what I mean? That sort of throne type room behind. Because people would again buy that, wouldn't they?
Welcome.
Yeah. It's a weird one with the play sets. I mean, I do think it's naughty putting army builders in there. It's, you know, especially with the Tanti 4, where it's blatantly, I mean, I know there's other scenes that you can do, but it's blatantly stormtroopers versus Rebel Fleet Troopers.
Yeah.
So, and then the Rebel Fleet Trooper from 2011 or whenever it was, it is hard to get hold of. And then the only other way they give you a chance to get one is because you got to buy 4 play sets to get 4 of them. So, I mean, what I personally bought 2 play sets because I want one carded, and I wanted, you know, I reviewed one and opened the figure on one, and then I got the other 3 Rebel Fleet Troopers from Tungori. So
that's right.
It's I don't know.
You got, Mike, didn't you have the set of that's right, you got some from Tungori ages ago, didn't you? Set of 4, was it Rebel Troopers or somebody else? I can't remember now.
No, I mean, I picked up Nick, which, don't get me wrong, they still look fantastic. They were part of the, God, I don't know if you remember these. I actually got them, to be honest, off the bay, the lovely eBay, but many years ago. They did a couple of packs that were in, I think they came in sort of like white boxes. So you've got like, there was an Ender Trooper pack, and then there was Rebel Trooper packs, and they did Sand Trooper. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I think they did 3 or 4 different packs. And okay, they're not super articulated figures, but the design of the mold of them it does enable you for the Rebel Troop. Yeah, there you go. Super.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah.
That's, these are the sand troopers.
Oh,
Cool.
right, okay.
just have it for hand, you know.
I know you seem to have
As
everything ready,
handy.
Tim. This is nothing. This is not pre-prepared.
As you do, Tim. Yeah, just grab everything.
What do you mean this one? This one.
But they did give us those, and the Rebel Troopers in there are actually, you know, okay, they're I wouldn't say they're 5PO. I can't remember what, but you know, they're you can actually set them up so that they're kneeling, and they have the swivel knees and the joints and all that sort of thing. But you know, for a set like that, they look reasonable, very, very good, reasonable. So
they're the power of the Jedi figures, Rebel Troopers.
Is that what they are? Sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're right, BOE. It's the same one as packed in. Yeah. Chocolate Chip Wookie there said Captain Antilles would have been a better packing. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
That means they're doing a whole new figure, doesn't it? So that's never going to happen.
Absolutely, yeah. I was just going to say I've been putting some chat ups and been some really great comments, because obviously we've been chatting quite heavily there. I haven't read any out, but that doesn't matter too much. I'm putting them up and see them. So is that later on? As it is his comment? There should be a ready supply of troop building figures. Yeah, absolutely. How hard can it be? I know, but as somebody said earlier, I think it was James Andrews was saying about, you know, this whole issue with the amount of Black Series announcements and the figures they're releasing. It is frustrating for TVC collectors, and there's pretty much nothing we can do about it other than we can continue to make noise. And I think that the efforts we've made so far, everybody as a community, we've said hello, we're here. You know, we take our money almost. You know, we want to.
Well, I mean, it's
let it die.
The thing is with that, you know, surely they must. Okay, I know we can all sit in and look, Tim, you're absolutely right. They're a business, but you know, you've got to think that they're missing things when you think about, you know, logically, you know, with regards to when they put up the Razor Crest. Now, you know, I know obviously what happened with the barge. That wasn't readily available to UK, Europe, whatever. I know there was an eBay thing that went up, but I think they were limited to numbers. Yeah, this time through Zavi, yes, of course they've opened it up, but you know, it's you know, they were looking 6,000 backers, and that was done within a day, wasn't it? And it's ended up on 27,000.
Wow.
There's huge, you know, you've only got to do the maths there to realize, you know, they know there's a massive market here. So, you know, they've got to be taking some notice. Well,
they kind of did acknowledge the community on live stream last year, towards the back end of last year. And Patrick did say this year that we're going to be getting more figures this year than we've ever had in the vintage collection. And I think he meant since it's come back.
Well, yeah, that'll be the get out clause, wouldn't it?
Because if you're thinking about the first run, 115 figures in 2 years, I think it was August 2010 to October 2012. So about 24, 25 months worth of figures. And they put 115 out, not including all the convention exclusive revenge cards, foil cards, 3-packs, vehicles, you know, 115 carded figures. So if you split that into 2 years, that's a lot more than we've ever had, you know. So we won't be getting that this year.
Yeah, I was flipping around on eBay earlier, right? And there was a couple of figures I saw in the ROTS line, you know, 2005, that I didn't realize were in it. It was the is it Masamida, the guy with the horns?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised he's in it because he was in the film, but only briefly. That scene with Yoda and Sidious or whatever, but I just didn't know he was in that line. Now people like fellow figure collectors, James, will know that because he's got all that line carded, hasn't he? Or people like that do. But it just goes to show how much they put into only a couple of years with those lines open, like 12 months, 24 months.
Yeah, I was going to bring that point up, that if you look at the legacy collection prior to the vintage collection, they put out in a couple of years, they put out at least 100 figures. And then, you know, the Saga Blue 2002 to 2004, they put out a huge range of figures, because you've got figures from the original trilogy plus Attack of the Clones and then Phantom Menace. And you know,
Great
they've always
accessories as well, weren't they? Like the Massif dog or whatever you things like that. Yeah.
So they've done it in the past. Why can't they do it now? I mean, it's all about, you know, they're making excuses these days. I mean, they, you know, Boss Bounty just said, you know, in 2010 to 2012, they put out 115 figures, and now it seems so difficult for them.
I just think that they don't think the market's there anymore for it, you know. But I think obviously they got, you know, they're governed by the big chains, so they're governed by Walmart and Target, and if they're not putting in the orders, then essentially the figures won't get made. And I think all those stores across the world got burnt with essentially the last Jedi onwards.
Yeah,
and it's going to take a bit of time to recover. You know, it's going to take more than just the Mandalorian success. I think it's going to have to be a couple of those TV shows that are a big success for them to start. There are a couple of good signs though this year that I you know, we talked about the Empire Strikes Back not getting an anniversary at all in the vintage collection. If you look at what they're doing this year, we're getting 50th anniversary. You know, they could have easily have not done that. You know, now the way they've done it is because it's a Walmart thing, I think. You know, and we will be getting gaming greats. So
yeah.
So you know, I'm not sure if the community hadn't have made all the noise and them sort of recognizing that we had in the success of the Razor Crest. I'm not sure if those things would have happened. I think we probably would have got the, you know, 3 or 4 waves of 4 figures a wave and you're done sort of thing. So
you still feel like the minority in a way, don't you? When like they did that live stream and there was 5. What did they call it? They called it something. They had
Pipeline.
5 pipeline, was it? Yeah. And then we only had the 2. I thought we were going to get 5 as well. I was like, oh, what's our 5 going to be?
But
No.
the good thing about that live stream is that the Black Series, all they got was a new Qui-Gon head. The rest of it was all repacks and repaints. They got nothing new. The only thing they got new was look what's coming in the pipeline. I guess you could probably say that those vintage inspired Kenner figures were kind of new, you know. But
well, they're converting all that crop of kids. You know, we talk about the 2002 blue line. That would have been children who bought that. I mean, even I was 23. I never bought any of that really. I was an adult and I wasn't like I am now buying stuff. But I think I did buy a few. I'd moved to London. I went into Hamleys. I was a bit like, I'll have that because I didn't steal it. No, so I bought it. But what I mean is I saw it and thought I'll buy that because it's just nostalgia or whatever. But it just goes to show that times have changed. We talked about this before, you know, computer games, and 6-inch line alternatives. So it has affected it overall. But the point is that, you know, that scale has been for kids, not just for the 80s, but for the 90s and the 2000s, you know. So, and they'll all want a piece of the nostalgia pie. I think they're getting a lot of 6-inch stuff now in that packaging, like the 1999 line and I don't know, but we're just like one margin now. I feel
they always go back to what sells, don't they? Like there's always a Vader available, isn't there? For example, you know, there's never not a Vader around. It's like, they'll always go back to the OT, you know. So
yeah, I had this on the screen for a while. Sorry, Mike, did you have this? The 30th anniversary Battle Pack Tantive 4. That's the kind of thing you have. You've got a lot of stuff.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff. I'm not sure.
he's got duplicates, triplicates and stuff as well. I love it. Yeah. You know that guy on the BBC thing, that collecting thing. And he had that's Mike, but times it by 5. No, he's joking. Yeah, that's Nick from Jedi News, isn't it? Have you not seen that, Tim and Bossk's BOE?
No.
It was called BBC something or other. Someone might know in the chat, but it was like like Star Wars collecting extremes. Basically, he had so much stuff and he was almost hoarding it.
He just wouldn't open anything, though, Nick, did he? He had everything in complete boxes.
And it was so funny.
And
they were all in rooms.
They were all in shipper boxes as well. And basically, what they did is they took the guy's collection away and took it to a warehouse, didn't they? I think.
Yeah, spread it all out.
Showed him what he had.
I mean, the warehouse.
You couldn't see obviously what was in the shipper boxes. You didn't know, and then they split it all up, didn't they? And just said thin out the collection a little bit in terms of where we can display these things. And it was a fantastic. I think in the end, I mean, I might be wrong here in terms of what he was showing, but it was absolutely fantastic, wasn't it? In terms of when they sort of said, and that was probably 1/5 of his collection that he was even able to showcase in the
that's right
in the line.
Wow.
I think they sold his duplicates and triplicates or whatever. They got rid of all that. And he made
and I don't think he was happy about it, funnily enough.
And then they converted his. They showed him a guy who collected dinky toy vans or whatever, and they went to his house and to show how he could have his loft converted or whatever, and they did all that for him. But it was much better because, as they said on it, collection, it's got to be seen. And I myself am one of these people. I ran the risk of I had my stuff in boxes for a while, all my loose stuff, and I'm now happy as Larry to have it all out on my shelves because
it's having the room for it.
In boxes, man.
Mate, it's having the room for it, isn't it? As you know, I sent you some pictures because obviously I recently went up into my loft and and then realised how out of control things had got.
Very funny. Right. So Gaming Greats, what's this here? So the Gaming Greats Cal Vestis variant is a good sign for me that they haven't moved on from the character in game, at least.
I saw that was actually up for pre-order, wasn't it, on the 6-inch line?
That's the Black Series, yeah.
Right.
And we haven't even got the other one yet in the vintage collection, so
those were the days. I presume that's talking about the 3 3/4 inch, the heyday.
Do you guys think that will be a popular line?
What's that? Sorry, Mike.
Gaming Greats.
The Gaming Greats. Yeah, I mean, I'm just interested in your thoughts on that. If it was part of the vintage collection as 3.75, I'm just trying to gauge some popularity on that. That's all.
I can only speak from me personally. If you said to me, here's Hammerhead and Squidhead and Bib Fortuna, or you can have Cal Kestis and a couple of other, then it'd be an absolute no-brainer for me. It wouldn't even be,
of course,
I'd need to answer. But the fact is that people like these expanded universe, if we can call it that, games, characters, and things. There is a market for that. I don't think they'll be mass produced necessarily as like a Rogue One Vader would, for example. And I do believe that. I don't think they're going to be a GameStop exclusive, but they're not. I don't think they're going to be readily available either. I think they'll be. Maybe I don't know how they're going to do it. But Jason from Yakface is on my stream talking about it. He wouldn't really go into it too much because he didn't want to say too much. But he just said that it's going to be handled slightly differently than the 6-inch line are, which are all GameStop exclusives. So. So who knows? And we don't even know how many we'll get. Maybe 2 or 3. And I think you'll probably be asking a lot if you're expecting a Cal Kestis to be one of the first figures in the Gaming Greats line, personally, because that means they've got to do a new figure. What tends to happen with these sort of sublines is that they repaint a Stormtrooper, for example. I could almost bet you that we'll get the Stormtrooper Commander or Commando, whichever, the one with the blue on him. I guarantee he'll be one of the 3. But that's just, and it'll be a repaint of the VC 140, which is a good sculpt. So,
but then that's half the point, though. You've just hit the nail on the head there, Tim, when you said, and you're like this, BOW. Sorry, when I went into the loft, I mean, I'm still very fortunate to have a few of my original figures from childhood. So, from when I was in the 80s. So I've got some. I looked after them. Don't get me wrong. My parents looked after them, whatever. So I do have, these aren't carded, by the way, so they've got 0 value, whatever. But, I do have exactly what you said, Tim. I've got the Hammerhead. I've got the Squid head. Surely something like that would, if they were putting that out into the TVC line, would potentially sell better than the Gaming Greats that they're potentially looking at. I mean, thoughts again. It's just interesting to get thoughts and people's opinions.
I think there is a market for it. There is people that want it. The game, the game figures.
I mean, I did a video about the expanded universe, and I really missed that. And this guy's just said, Drew Mack, give me a dash render any day. I'd love that, only because, because I've played the game. I liked him as a character. I like that era of Star Wars as well, just between Empire and Jedi. That would be great. If I just can't see they'd ever do it, but if they could now, then that would be brilliant. Sorry, BOE, you were saying then.
I was going to say, Gaming Greats probably appeals to maybe people 20 years younger than us that are more heavy into gaming. And, whereas, as Mike said, a squid head or we're getting a Snaggletooth would appeal to my generation, the 50 pluses. So definitely.
Mm.
I mean, easy VC repack would be the Starkiller figure because that was so hard to find. It's worth a fortune now. It was reissued it was reissued in the Black Series, but that
went massively in value.
Yeah, that card back. Sorry. That card back is, the vintage collection card back is so much more desirable than the having it boxed. So. And it's a great figure because you can it's got more or less 2 outfits.
Yeah. I'd like to. What was I going to say?
It's interesting. No, sorry. I was just going to go to BOE. I mean, you talk about that type of figure being re-released, and I know obviously, Tim, you've had some opinions, and rightly so, like everybody else, on. Some of the re-release waves. What are you guys' thoughts on? Okay, you can argue, it might be lazy from them because they're just using gold or whatever. But I know you mentioned obviously with regards to like August, Tim, some of the potential repacks we're getting. Forget that wave. What are you guys' thoughts on exactly what you've just said about repacking something like Starkiller and that type of figure?
I don't think us in this live stream and most of the people in the chat are actually supposed to think anything about those repack waves in Hasbro's mind, because they're not for us. They're for people that have got maybe 3, 4, 5 of the latest figures from the Mandalorian and want to go back and get the older ones. And they'll always do the main characters. They've done it in each of the waves. They've given you main characters from the ESB twice, I think. Now they're giving you main characters from the prequel trilogy. And as much as we think that it should have been Anakin from Revenge of the Sith rather than Peasant Anakin, that's a great argument to have. But I don't think Hasbro think that we should be even arguing about it or thinking about it, because they're just not for us to even worry about. I don't think they even take away from the amount of figures that we get in a year. So they're just an extra, But you're right, there are certain figures from 2010 to 2012 which I personally would like reissued, in a repack wave. But I think the model that they've got for those repack waves is just for new collectors, and it's really nothing to do with us. That's what I personally feel about it anyway.
No, absolutely, but if they're releasing whatever wave it might be, and whether people agree with what's in the wave or not is irrelevant, isn't it?
Is this what you mean, Natty Nations? Is that the Republic Commando? Or are they just Republic Troopers then? Is that what it means?
Republic Trooper.
See, I don't think Hasbro look at the line and go, which are figures expensive on eBay? What are the ones that are trading high, and what are the ones people are can't get hold of for whatever reason? They don't do that. I think they look at it and go, right, we want to get more people into the line, and we need to give them a Han Solo and a Leia, blah blah blah. We've already got a Chewie recently, so they've got that main character, etc., etc., etc. So they need a Bespin Han, they need a Hoth Leia, they need a Jedi Luke, and that was your first wave. Those 3 with one.
Absolutely, but once you pull those people in, Tim, it's just as simple to remake that 115, isn't it? In terms of from 1 to 115.
Yeah, absolutely. Once they've exhausted, the main characters, what are they going to do with those repack waves? Are they going to continue, or will they then go, as you say, for the ones that we want army builders of, maybe the Rebel Commando from Return of the Jedi, the Echo Base Soldier, things like that.
Yeah. I mean, I know we'd all love for us as collectors, we'd all love more of the diverse characters that you used to get in the Power of the Force line or whatever, that were the Cantina aliens and all that sort of thing, and have those re-released in TVC. But that's probably a little bit pie in the sky. There is far more chance of them, like you said, just redoing the original waves and the odd figure and repacks of things that are popular. Simple as main characters.
I mean, I would love them to say, here you go, have the 2 weak ways, have General Grievous, and have Commander Cody or whatever, or the Echo Base. That would be awesome. But that's because we know what we want, and that's the thing, they're not for us. That's the point, isn't it? It's like...
It's funny, I turn my nose up when someone said about repacking Starkiller. It's because I don't need him, because I'm lucky.
Of course you don't, Nick, because you've got everything.
I do need her. I wouldn't mind that one, Luce. I'd love to see what that's like, that figure.
I need that.
Shea Vizsla.
So
Isn't it mad that Black Series Starkiller went up massively as well? I got 2 of them in Tesco for £4. £4.
I got mine at Tesco, yeah.
Mad, isn't it? And then they also had them in Sainsbury's as well. Unbelievable. But then they rocketed as well.
But then that potential reissue of the Emperor's Royal Guard, that card is just so nice. I'd want it for the card. I've got in the Black Series. I missed it on the Vintage Collection originally, but yeah.
Now, I sorry to cut in on you, BOE. I said this a long time ago. I said that they could repack this till the cows come home, but I wanted them to maybe put it on the original 80s. But then, having said that, this is such a nice improvement, isn't it? I've done videos as well where I've looked at good and bad upgrades, or this is an upgrade, isn't it? That's not the original. I tell you what, it makes it better, way better. Look at that. There you go. But they could do that, or maybe they could put that in the retro collection like that.
There was nothing ever wrong with this card.
It's just a little bit dull, but they might be able to tweak it actually and make it like this.
But
so it's good, the original, Tim. Sorry, don't get me wrong.
2 different variants for them. Nice to be able to compare both of them.
And that brings us to the other point: the fact that they never give you an alternative image. And I had a lot of discussions about that. I got shot down a lot on Facebook for suggesting they should do that. But
you're huge on your variant cards, though, Nick, aren't you? Let's be honest.
They've done it before, haven't they? With the Senate Guard, the blue.
Yep.
That's a lovely figure and character, but they don't have to always do it. And I do like having them in a row together. Can you see on the wall there? Look at all those Lukes together. That is great. I like doing that. They're all different. And it's quite a striking thing. But at the same time, I do want this blue guy. Where is he?
Looking picture.
There he is.
Yeah,
that would really
do
make my lifetime.
Would you be really okay? Silly question, Nick, because you've got all of those Lukes. Would you? I know you want that card back, but just repacking another Luke on that card when all
they won't. Well, they won't now, will they?
No. But the point being is, and I know obviously you mentioned, Tim. Yes, it is all the main characters that we get, but there has been so many repacks, hasn't there, recently? Of that type of figure that you think, do we need another one just because it's slightly variant on the card? And don't get me wrong, as collectors, we'd probably all buy it, no problem at all. But we saw that.
I didn't read that. Oh, the screaming thing. I put that up earlier, Tim. I was hoping you'd see it, but you were too busy chatting. I know. Do you know what that's? Oh, BOE. We'll have to talk about that later. That was we saw that. That was crazy. That was hilarious.
It was good. It was good TV.
It was fantastic, wasn't it? I'm so glad I wasn't hosting it. It didn't happen to me. It's all right being a bystander watching it happen, but my God, that was insane. We'll post a link to that. No, we won't. Where are we up to here? Yeah, the Gaming Greats line. Yeah. I've gone really far back in the chat there. I'm sorry. What were we just talking about then? Though we were discussing
repacks.
Yeah,
But
the Luke.
if they reissue the Emperor's Royal Guard, it's going to be the same one as the Black Series with a different cloth to the one that was originally to the
and better cloth as well, though, isn't it? It's a much nicer texture. That falls nicer and less puffy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you were talking about Luke, weren't you, Mike? Then you were saying, what were you saying about? Would you repack it?
Just about the different card backs. That was all, Nick.
Oh, that's why I had a thought the other day. We were talking last week or 2 weeks ago on that stream I did for my birthday. Vac-metalizing, and I was so upset with Hasbro for not. We talk about Luke and missing opportunities. Excuse me 1 minute. Like the fact that I'll just get the original one. This is VCO6, and the fact that we got VCO6 again, like that. This is the third time in a row now we've had it on an Empire Strikes Back card. But here's my thought: they could be off the hook, Hasbro. What they could do is they could give us the Star Wars one, but they could give us a Vac-metalized 3PO. If that's on the agenda, then that would be awesome. Then they've got a reason to bring it. Because if we got that figure a fourth time or whatever, well, it would be a third time. Because the other one was Vac-metalized. Oh, hang on a minute. This one is Vac-metal, isn't it? This VOTC one with dirt on it, it's got a bit of weathering. But they could give you a clean one, like that one I held up in that review, in that live stream. That beautiful one for the Revenge of the Sith. Just like, oh, that'd be awesome. Anyway.
Yeah, as Daniel Chart's saying at the bottom there, there's no doubt that the next repack wave rumored figures are probably the best since doing those. Decent figures, but as I say, it's that even those aren't supposed to be for us. Even though we will get them, of course.
But do you think there would be upgrades though, Tim? So, I know obviously like the rumor mill in terms of the Emperor's Royal Guard probably doesn't need much altering. Like you said, BOE, other than maybe a new cape, the figure from the Black Series is absolutely awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
a new cape. But to me, the Han Solo Endor, that figure does need massively updating.
It's going to be the same. It's going to be the same figure.
That's what. Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
But the Black Series version, again, the cloak or jacket is loads better than the Vintage Collection one. I think it's quite different. And that'll be the same. That'll be the one they'll repack, same as the Royal Guard with the better thing.
It's just the Han Solo mold of that figure on that Endor just doesn't do it for me at all.
No, he's really
terrible figure. Yeah, unless they did give full joints or whatever.
Loose, the holster hangs odd. It just doesn't look right. I know you could. Yeah. I don't know. It depends, obviously, what you want. To me, I think the best Han Solo they've ever given us is that from the original trilogy.
I was going to say that VOTC Han, has that got ball jointed hips? Because they might have, because a lot of those figures were just really outstanding articulation.
Which one, Nick? Sorry.
The VOTC, the one you've just mentioned now, that VOTC hand, does that have ball jointed hips? Because I know that other hand, the Endor hand, doesn't. I think it's really skinny legs.
It's swivel waist, knees.
Don't they use the same legs? I think they use the same legs, do they not?
On which one, Tim? Sorry.
Do they not just use the same legs from Han Solo VOTC?
They might use the same legs, but I mean, in terms of just, I know I'm being a little bit
so tight here. Though. That figure.
I've been a bit,
figure, top heavy.
Being a bit picky, but I mean, it was just the way the holster sits and things like that. It just to me in that Endor one. Okay, I know I'm being a bit OTT, but it just it hangs well loose from the leg. Whereas if you look at that OTC hand, that is to me the best. Probably one of the best figures I think we've ever had in that line, in any line, and you could repack that again. They've not given us a vintage collection Han Solo from Star Wars, have they? Or have they? Am I going mad?
No, they haven't. No. And then there's the elephant in the room, the farm boy Luke.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
It's mad, isn't it? They've got to do that soon.
Such a
I
classic. Such a
recorded a
classic.
podcast with some guys earlier on today, and we were talking about the exact same thing. It's the guys from the Star Wars Vintage Collection Instagram guys, and they doing that whole finish the 96 thing.
Yeah.
And the whole conversation was all about this, and we're talking about Leia, Ben, Han, and Luke. All four of those from the VOTC. All four need an update.
Yeah.
And I've always said with those, it wouldn't be nice to do the four of them get a brand new figure on those cards, so you get new representations of those figures on those cards, but then do like a chase variant where you get the Gunner Luke, the Han Solo opposite way, and the Ben Kenobi holding the lightsaber with the hood.
Oh yeah, I really hope they do that. I really do.
Keep the Leia one, but it'd be a good way to sort of say, right, loose collectors, here's 3 brand new figures of all the heroes with their original cards, if you want to do that. But then for people that are carded collectors, here's like a good fun way of buying 2. It can't cost them much to print more different card art. Surely it's just the art.
It's the same thing.
It's the figure and the tooling that costs the money. So
exactly. I always figured that it can't be any different price wise. It's almost like somebody can't be bothered getting on Photoshop or something and figuring out how to do the. I mean, look how quickly Wade can do it. It's just at the end of the day, they've got to print the cards. It's just ink, cardboard, and plastic at the end of the day, isn't it?
I just don't know why they don't sort of inject some fun into the collecting side of it. Spruce it's quite an easy way of sprucing the lineup. I mean, you don't have to buy it, because if you're a loose collector, you don't have to just buy one. But for people that want to like card variants and stuff like that, you had the foils, you had the Revenge. Let's have, for the 4 main heroes, let's have some alternate images.
I would love, just to answer this comment here, Timeless, I'd love a concept art Anakin. It's one of my favorite figures, the one in the Legacy collection. I'd have that on a vintage card, like in an expanded universe chase. Would be brilliant. And I was speaking to Daniel Chart this week, Tim. We were talking about how to make an ideal Luke farm boy and stuff. So he was chucking a few ideas my way. I was going to do a video as well. I've been doing these figure hacks. I was going to do what I've got for a Luke at the minute, and I want to get ideas from people. That's why I'm doing this series, because I want to hear what people say. But he had a really interesting way of doing the Luke farm boy. He was going to take the 30th anniversary one, the one with the antenna, the evaporator, and then swap that with the head of the. It was interesting. This the Yavin one. He thought the Yavin head was. I didn't really look at the Yavin head as being that good, but actually together there was a really good combination. Really good. And also, I bought myself a Greedo because of him. He says that if you use the vest of the OTC Greedo, switch that with the VOTC one or the Vintage Saga one. It's VOTC actually, that Greedo. Then that's the ultimate Greedo kind of thing, because it's a hard goods one. So I'm going to try that out as well. But
yeah, he knows his stuff, old Daniel.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? But it makes me nervous though. That seems like a really good idea, but it makes me think to myself, like I did that Ben Kenobi video earlier. I wasn't going to do that because I've been going on about him for days anyway in the other episodes. But I did it. But I'm glad I did it because I want to get it out there, and hopefully they will do that. I don't want them to just put out crap. Like I want them to really think about how they're going to do these things. How are we going to make them the ultimate? And that's just a way of doing it,
He looked great with that cape, that Obi-Wan.
The shorter one.
Yeah, it looked really good. And the Ahsoka, the way you had the angle of her holding Grogu with the poncho, that was perfect.
Do you know, and people have been saying to me, Tim, they've said, just wait until you get the VC one or whatever. And I've been saying, yeah, that would be great. But actually, I want that new Ahsoka to be a Clone Wars Ahsoka. And I'll use that crappy, well, I say crappy, but that the other Clone Wars one, I'm going to just have her on the shelf with the poncho facing away, so you can't see all the.
No, it looked good. The poncho, was perfect.
Yeah, because I quite like the new Ahsoka. That looks like it's going to be a really good one to have as a, not put a poncho on it and cover it up because it looks amazing. Anyway, let's see what we got. Oh yeah, so the ATST driver card looks sweet.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, gentlemen, on the sticker, the 50th anniversary thing? Obviously, it would be great if it could be a sticker as opposed to being on the card. Mike, have you got any thoughts on that?
Oh, well, I think, personally, I would have liked it on the bubble, which I think most collectors would have done. So it gives you the option of either removing it or not. But
I don't obviously want to flog a dead horse, or, because you've obviously discussed it a lot in your streams, Tim. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring it up because it would. I mean, again, it's like these fans are doing it better than the people. It seems,
Yeah. So I've had a rethink about this because Chris from Bantha Skull did a article on his website about that yes, it's fine to be annoyed with this thing, but we've just got to sort of take a step back and think, at least we're getting these 96 figures, and at least Walmart are saying to Hasbro, we want. I know everyone hates Walmart and that's whatever, but you're never going to get rid of them, right? Hasbro needs Walmart. It's a fact, right? They're the biggest retailer in the States. So the fact that they're actually interested in doing a deal for 3 exclusive figures for the 96 on the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm is a good thing. It's still okay for us to criticize the execution of it, but perhaps not go, not moan too much about it to like put Hasbro off of doing these deals or Walmart off of doing these deals because you'd rather have them than not, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, when I did my sorry, BOE, go on, sorry.
And we're getting stuff in the UK now in supermarkets again. So we're getting a few retro collection figures in Sainsbury's and Tesco's rather than just Asda. So it shows you that there is a demand.
Yep, HMV got the Black Series. They had the carbon freezing chamber. So
good.
Cool. I was going to say, when I did that video, my first reaction to the 3 figures in the 50th anniversary Lucasfilm thing, I don't think I said anything about the logo. It was just when it gets pointed out to you later on, you think, oh, damn it. Yeah, it would look better on the bubble. But still, no, I am absolutely over the moon. We're getting it, and I can tolerate that. Once it's in the star case, I don't think you'll really see it. It'll be, you focus on the figure and the image on the card, really, don't you?
And you've got it before with like the deleted scenes figures. They put the stick on the bubble, so it's not unusual to do that.
Yeah, but I think BOE the point is with that is that it is a sticker. So if you did want to take it off, you could. Whereas I think these 50th things in the corner is part of the
permanent. Yeah,
and I think what's annoyed more is that because of that they've had to accommodate the warning label down below, like on the racetrack of the card, and that's annoying people even more because they've had to move that. But as I say,
that's right, it is, isn't it?
Didn't they do that with the 40th anniversary Black Series? Line
it's the same.
Well. Yeah.
So as I say, it's like I think it's good to sort of criticize it, but I think take a step back and just think at least the vintage collection is getting these things.
I know, it's funny, isn't it? Like kicking off at it.
Ultimately, as well. Look, at the end of the day, they're giving us 3 figures in that line that we do not have. Whether they are a repack or a rehash or kit bash or whatever you want to call them, they are giving us those in that line that you would not have been able to get on card back before. So none of us can be unhappy about that at all.
It's funny how they went with the ATST driver. They went with the one with the visor, the one you couldn't see through. But then again, that is a nice little nod to the original one. You couldn't see his eyes.
Yeah.
When I first did, I think I did a wish list on him. I used the other one. But I did get hold of the one with the visor in the Black Series one. I presume it was the Rogue One line, the Sandy ATST. I got it from I got it from Forbidden Planet for like 30 quid or something. I remember looking at it and thinking, oh my God, got on my phone, checked it on eBay. I was like, my God, I'm buying that.
Good deal.
That's a really good deal. It was just sat there in Forbidden Planet in Liverpool, and that was 2019. So they were just getting rid of it, weren't they?
That was the Black Series packaging, wasn't it? Where you had the 80 driver standing underneath.
It was quite like Legacy Collection in that you got a massive like fish tank type thing,
Yeah.
speaking of fish tank, the Camino playset, the Camino playset. let's move on. Johnny. So Johnny Star Wars, I don't understand the forthcoming Snaggletooth counting towards the original 96. I didn't consider, the forthcoming Snaggletooth. I don't understand that. I thought it was Snaggletooth is he not one of the original characters?
It's the fact that they're using Zutton instead of Zutmore.
Ah, right, okay, fair enough.
So it's like so it's
Zutmore is from the holiday special.
Yeah,
and he was
the Jedi Power of the Jedi line with the drink, isn't he? Him, the one who's in the holiday special is the one. So it's Zutton, Zutmore, and what's the other one called?
Tequil.
Right.
Tequil.
But going back, BOE wasn't did they do? Were there not two versions originally? There was the blue version, which was harder to find, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And then the original, or I say, what I got originally as a child was the red, coloured suited version.
Yeah. So the blue one was only available through a Sears offer, and then the red one, once they realised the mistake, because Kenner was only sent a black and white photograph, and they just didn't realise how short the character was, or that he had furry feet and all that sort of stuff. So once they realised, they resculpted the figure, and So, but I mean, it'd be nice if they, if in the vintage collection they did do a blue Snaggletooth down the line.
Yeah, be a good nod, that wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be great because he is in the Clone Wars or Rebels, isn't he? The blue Snaggletooth. So
yeah,
is he?
Again, we were talking about this earlier on this podcast I was recording, and I didn't, that Zutmore figure.
Yeah.
That there is a blue one of that, and I didn't know that.
Is he holiday special, Zutmore?
Yeah, Zutmore's the small one from the Power of the Jedi. There is a blue version of him.
Really?
He came in some kind of.
Oh yeah, in the 3-pack with part of the cantina. Yeah,
I didn't know he existed. So when he held him up on camera, I was like, wow, I didn't even know that existed. But yeah,
that's quite expensive because anyone that's into who wants a blue Snaggletooth can't afford the original one. Once gets that one instead.
Right.
All right.
So that one's hard to get now.
So I swapped the Yavin head with the VOTC Luke, and it fit perfectly. It looks incredible. Great. Well, I think that's what Daniel was doing, but he was switching it with it. So what I've got is I've got the VOTC Luke, and I've switched it, and I've got the head of the Dagobah landing Luke, and that works quite nice. Except the head of that Luke is very tan, so it looks like he's been on holiday, got a nice tan, but he hasn't. Won't be wearing gloves or something, so his hands are still pink. But it still looks good. But I'm gonna do a little video on that and show what the different combinations you can do. Hello, Hugo dude.
Hi.
Red 5 there. I love that emoji there. That profile. It's gonna blow. I'm hit. The other one, isn't it? Resurgence of the Jedi Luke with the Yavin head is perfect. Yeah. That Resurgence of the Jedi looks decent as well, doesn't it? It looks better than that Death Star Escape Vintage Collection one was really disappointing.
Oh, that's that legacy pack, isn't it? Because the 3PO in that's not too bad either.
Really, I didn't realize that 3PO came in that. Have you got that one, Mike? In your hoard?
Which one? Sorry, Nick.
The Resurgence of the Jedi, Luke. You get an
no,
old
I
Ben
don't
with
think
it.
I have.
Okay,
no,
you get that really good old Ben as well with that, which is good. But that Luke did look really good. He's got kind of brownish hair, but not as bad. See that brown haired Luke in the 30th anniversary with the evaporator doesn't look very good. It's nothing.
But
like
you see, Nick,
Phil Collins, isn't he?
Nick, I know you said about. See, I've always thought that just me. I mean, I didn't mind the head sculpt on that VC-39 Luke. You know, the Death Star Escape.
Yeah,
but just the body just didn't look fit right.
It was weird, wasn't it?
No, but I know we argue. Well, no, we didn't argue. Yeah, we discussed it in that that previous discussion we had. I quite liked the look of the figure. Just the legs didn't look right.
Yeah, that's right.
The legs were bulked out.
Yeah.
Skinny.
Slightly.
Manny in the
That's
chat.
short.
Manny in the chat always laughs at him, doesn't he, about having chicken legs?
Yeah.
On his video, he just can't stop
Oh,
laughing.
he's talking about the Clone Wars. MG Villain, you're talking about?
Yeah, MG Villain, yeah.
Ain't no thing like a chicken wing. Yeah, he's talking about the chicken legs. He always says that about the skinny legs.
Surely they've got to give us. They've got, as you said, Tim, potentially thinking about VC200. Surely they've got to give us the definitive Luke Farm Boy, and that was my discussion with Nick yonks ago when I first went on a chat with him, just saying, and that was my number one figure. I wanted. Probably the main character from the original Star Wars.
Yeah, that's the thing. If they, I'm not going to say care about the line, but if they know anything about collectors and the line, and 200's a big milestone, make it a really good figure. Like a Farm Boy resculpt would be, a definitive Luke, be perfect. I think.
Yeah. I'll stop you there, Tim. Stop the chat. Stop immediately. Look at this comment here. Relaxing Woody 05. If this is true, this is exciting stuff. I see the retro Yoda now has the smaller bubble like the originals. Is that true? If that is true, I want a piece of that because
wow,
I never noticed it when I opened that wave. I never noticed it because all the bubbles match, but it does my head in now. The fact that bubble is so big on that Yoda, it's wrong. That, I mean, even the VOTC one. My God, after we've done this stream, I'm gonna have to put all these things back on the wall. But even that is modified, and it fits the. This. I don't know. But is that true? Can we confirm that? Anyone know?
I don't know if that's true, but they have had restocks recently, haven't they? Which is why they're all being found in Asda's, and because we picked up the Fets.
Wow,
didn't we,
I'd like to have a look around at that. I might have a look on Star Action Figures and see what's there. I mean, I bought a couple more of those Boba Fett's to open. I bought one to open and another one.
Yeah.
But I've not been able to see any of that re-release vintage wave in any store anywhere.
The retro.
Yeah.
Well,
nothing.
Yeah. I've not been to anywhere to see them on shelves. But yeah, Star Action Figures had them back in.
Sainsbury's Wandsworth had them.
Oh yeah, that used to be my local Sainsbury's, as you know, VOE.
Yeah.
I remember ripping my fingers going up the hill. I used to walk all the way up that hill, up to the top. With my shopping. Yeah, whatever that road is. You got the brewery, the Rams Brewery or whatever, the Young's.
Is that, what's it, Garrett Lane?
You've come out, is that Garrett Lane? Is it? If you've come out.
It's really long. That road goes on forever.
Yeah, it goes right up towards Clapham Junction. Yeah.
Sound like David Brown.
Back to,
What's the brewery?
You could get the 295 bus from Putney Bridge Road to Shepherd's Bush.
Well, the
208
goes to Labrador Grove.
Yes. And then there's, of course, the 28 bus to Fulham Broadway and a 44 to Tooting back, is it? Is that right?
Tooting Broadway, yeah.
And can you see we have just lost 10 people?
That's because we're messing around.
I'm only joking. They haven't really. We're still on 61. It says here. Anyway, we will lose. Well, let's get off that now. I do like talking about London transport. Anyway, would love to see it. Yes, please, Snaggletooth. Yes, indeed. Bith. Oh yeah, man. A canteen of Bith in TBC. A set of 5 would be great, wouldn't it? Yeah. Oh yes, man. That would be. Could they do that? Like, could they do a canteen, a playset with them in it? That would be possible, but they like to put things in cards, don't they? With those sets.
But the thing is with that, Nick, with that that Cantina band. Okay, again, arguably, does that need to be super articulated because of just the way that they are? They released. I can't remember. Please, somebody.
Years ago, Power of the Force days.
When they did it, BOE. When they didn't they do it with
cool fact about Robert Rodriguez there, by the way.
A single figure in a white box with 5 instruments. So you just ordered.
No. Didn't they also do it in where you got a there was some sort of believe it or not, I think there was some sort of cantina box behind it. There was some sort of lunchbox or so? I know that sounds really bizarre. Wasn't there where they had the 5 figures in a case?
They did the 5 figures with on a sort of 30th anniversary collection
With
cards.
the commemorative tin.
With not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got
was.
I've got the commemorative tin, but they did them individually as well on cards and they're actually musical as well. They're really expensive. If you watch Fellow Figure,
right.
he's got them. Fellow Figure Collector, because he tells me they're. I mean, in the video he says they're really expensive, valuable now. So, but I think they're more or less the same figure that was released in 97, 98 as in the white box.
I didn't know the modal nodes got released then. I didn't realize. I just thought they came in that commemorative that 30th anniversary thing.
No,
So you have that commemorative tin, because that's quite a nice collection piece, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got that. I think I did a video recently on that.
somewhere.
I've never opened it. I got a Forbidden Planet when it was on sale, so I just grabbed it.
Yeah, Daniel's saying, like.
He said that 3 times. I'm just going through the chat.
When I first saw the 50th logo, Daniel, I did have a bit of a moan about it because I just thought, it's like you want them all to be the same, but at least we're getting the figures. Basically, that's what it comes down to, isn't it?
Well, I can see a cheeky little super chat coming up here. David Sutherland, nice one, man. Let's scroll down. I don't know if I'm doing the chat wrong here, but I'm sure that Daniel Chart has posted that 3 times. But maybe I'm doing it wrong. I'm going backwards.
Spammer.
Spamming the chat.
You were talking about breweries a minute ago as well. I thought you were doing a David Brent.
Yeah.
What's the
courage, isn't it? Courage.
What's the brewery you've got in Swindon? Courage, is it?
If you want a really good pie, Gardner's. So, it's been a washout, hasn't it? So the best people haven't come. Later. Let's leave the chat now. Leave. Right, he's so funny, isn't he? Brilliant. Let's have a look. So David Sutherland, thank you very much, David. $2. Thank you very much. I'll buy a beer, go towards it anyway. So yeah. Brilliant. No comment with that, David. We could have read out your comments if you had a thing to say. I think you commented on something earlier today of mine. I think it was that new video. VC175 for the Mando version. They will probably use VC175 for the Mando version and add the black gloved right hand.
Yeah.
Can't remember now. Yeah, but they need to give him the. Well, I don't know. They might do. Yeah, hasn't he got the Jedi robes back again, the new one? But he's got the silver buckle, so they could kit bash that, and give him the robe. Is it now? But I now accept that his robe was brown. It's very confusing because lots of figures of Luke have been black over the years. He is wearing black here, the body, but the cloak is dark brown. In the lighting of the palace, looks black, doesn't it? But he whips it off and takes that thing off, doesn't he? When he goes down into the Rancor pit, he gets rid of the robe.
Nick, if you go back and BOA, I'm sure you can confirm this. If you go back to the original, I think what was it, 83 release or whatever it was.
That was brown. Yeah.
No, yes, it was brown. It was brown. Yeah,
it was like a very light,
I think,
lighter brown. But the thing is the next one that he has in Mando, is that now black? Because it does. I mean, it looks black again there, but I want it to be black for some reason. I want that hybrid Jedi look. Wearing black is just, I don't know, more mystique.
Tim's looking at Red 5.
Looking more slick. The Luke.
Cantina band. So yeah, I'd love that, Bradley. I wouldn't mind getting my hands on that. I do have a figure of his cousin, Figuring Dan. There's another one, Barkwind Dan, and Figuring Dan. He's like a nephew or something. I don't know what the relation is, but he's the one that you see in the special edition. So he's related to the main singer of the modal nodes. But I've loved the whole band.
I don't know what's he sent.
I just saw it on the thing. He said he said he sent you a message, Tim.
Yeah, and I've looked on all possible things.
Yeah, the tonic assistants, and I was watching Victoria's interview with her as well. Atomica's
saw that.
sister. So that's exciting, isn't it? That'd be really nice to get them after all these years. That'd be such a real.
Is it going to be both of them or just one?
Well, I think on the video interview, correct me if I'm wrong here, Nick, didn't she say, obviously one of them not that long ago recently passed?
Yeah, they did. They one passed away, yeah.
Oh.
And I think she said something like they would be open to figures being made. That was,
just before she passed away.
Apparently, yeah. Again, Nick, you're just seeing the same videos and the interviews, whatever. So, yeah, definitely overdue.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
London Pride fans. Darth Rock, good night, Darth. Darth Rock.
Hi.
Down under. New collector since Mandalorian. What's the chance of getting a super battle droid on a Mando carbine? Yeah, well, it's funny that figure went up in value. So I heard. I wasn't really actively looking at stuff on eBay around that time anyway, but everything's gone up anyway. But that one in particular, it never was cheap though, was it? That one, the super battle droid.
Well, if they've if they've put the Rebel Fleet Trooper on a Rogue One card and the Death Trooper on a Mandalorian card, then it's entirely possible, isn't it?
It was just nice to see them. Yeah. It was nice the way they linked it. I mean, obviously we all know Dave Filoni anyway, so heavily involved with the prequel era, but that was great to see them figuring Dan and the modal nodes rock. Yes. Paul Morales, good evening, Paul. How long have you been here? Well, how long ago was this message? 9:22.
This is Red 5. This is Red 5's Luke that he sent me. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh wow.
That looks just like what Daniel has done.
Great.
Daniel Chart.
There you go. Less glare.
Great figure.
Yeah.
That's what we need in the vintage collection.
That's it, innit?
With the classic image, Star Wars racetrack.
What's Doctor Who doing behind him?
Looks like he's whispering in his ear.
Looks like it's the guy from what's that political, where he's the Prime Minister?
Looks like Rishi Sunak or whatever it is you said.
Who's the guy that, played Doctor Who and he is also in
yeah, I know who you mean. I'm not sure the name.
The thick of it, that's it.
Yeah. Daniel Chart. I bet he's sent you a Luke and Greedo, Tim. Is that a picture or an actual Luke and Greedo? Bit annoying if it's the actual figures, because what about me? Do I not get
it? He sent you a Luke on a 12.
I thought he went on eBay, but he
sent you a Luke on a 12 back and a Luke on a 20.
Can't wait to get that Greedo.
Here's his Luke.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a decent one as well. And Greedo.
George Clooney.
Yeah, Greedo looks loads better.
Aldi, yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Any guesses on the N?
The N. N for Nigel.
What's your preference on special action figure 3-pack like Skywalker Destiny pack or Skiff Guard? Oh yeah, Skiff Guard 3-pack individually carded. I'd love them to do a 3-pack of stuff we really want. We need back, like Weequay Master, and maybe something new like they could put in. I don't know. What's the other guy who's like? You've got Vidane, Brock, and Vizam, but isn't there another Weequay, Tim?
There's the one that got thrown out the window, wasn't there?
Oh, him.
Yeah,
well, that's right. They could do a Weequay 3-pack and then put him on as well. That would be great. I mean, it's just.
Do you not think that they've missed that though? In essence, with regards to obviously when they did when they did the barge and they did all the rest of it.
It's all pie in the sky, isn't it? It's just what we. But they have. They could still do it though, but if there wasn't the 6-inch line, they might have done it.
Give us some Bespin security guards as well.
Yeah.
Well overdue.
Absolutely. The Max Rebo band would be fantastic in the vintage collection. Same packaging as the Canna. Absolutely. Can't argue with that. Oh, yes. Well, you see, HasLab, yeah.
Bespin
HasLab
glass.
Star Wars. I mean, it's not necessarily exclusive to 3 3/4 inch, that is it? So that's the other thing you got to remember is we've been blessed with 2 lots of 3 3/4 inch items. Could be anything, couldn't it? Could be 6-inch something or other, could it not?
It could be, Nick, but it's also about what's sold, isn't it? I mean, if you think as well, going back to, obviously how successful this project has been with regards to Razor Crest, if they had opened up that sail barge to Europe, they would have probably, and the rest of the world, I know there were limited numbers available, they would have probably doubled that number even on that sail barge.
Yeah,
probably, without a shadow of a doubt. I personally. So you've got to again. You go down the line of what, as Tim said before, these companies are there to make money. Yeah. Listen, would anybody here not like a serious a sandcrawler? That'd be. I mean, I've said it before, Nick. I'd love it. It'd be
that would be
absolutely
great.
Awesome if they could do something like that. Again, especially with the popularity of the Mandalorian.
Oh yeah,
it's now time to pump that out, isn't it? I mean,
that'd be awesome.
Why are people? Your opinions.
What people were saying about Nigel Planer there? Were you talking about that little Dave Hedgehog? Were you saying that guy looked like the Silver Fox guy? Why is Nigel Planer getting mentioned? I missed that. Neil from the Young Ones. Neil.
Yeah,
Mike, you're a big
shoe and it's letting in water. Remember that song?
Yeah.
Now you're showing your age, Tim.
Yeah.
Me and Mike, we used to laugh, didn't we, Mike, when we worked together? We
the young ones.
Yeah. Our favourite line was, make sure you write down your name and address there. You put my name and address on it. Rick, 15 Credibility Street. He's brilliant, man. So funny.
Sorry if anybody doesn't even get what's going on there.
People's poet.
That's so funny, man. Oh, if you don't know who we're talking about, the young ones, one of the 4 young ones was on the bridge of tell Captain so-and-so to prime his dreadnought. I don't know what his character, Aid Edmondson, was in that. Amazing. One of the reasons why I didn't take that scene seriously at the beginning.
You hated that scene.
In there, wasn't it? It's like, what? Vivian's on the bridge.
Eddie Hitler.
Yeah.
Ed with Elizabeth Hitler. Oh, yeah, the weekway bartender. You see, these are great ideas. That's what I love about the Mandalorian. You're getting something new, but they fit. They tick your box, don't they? Your classic box, man. Really good. Weekway bartender. I love that. Weekway, 2 snorts of spatchka. I wonder what his name is.
The thing is with that as well, though, Nick, what I think the Mandalorian has shown, and it'd be interesting to get other people's opinions. Yes, it's such a successful show, and obviously to certain ages, it's such a massive throwback to the Star Wars community. But you also, it does put into perspective, and don't get me wrong, I love all the Star Wars films. So yes, I'll have a moan about whatever it might be, Phantom Menace and all these other things, and going to the cinema and watching obviously all of the last 3. I still enjoyed them, don't get me wrong, but I think it did go to show you like how you really put a series, a stroke film together in terms of how successful the Mandalorian's been in terms of the pick-up compared to the last 3 films in that series.
But you see, the thing is about when you watch the backstage stuff up with Dave Filoni bantering with Jon Favreau, you can see that they just know their history and they banter. He says, "You can't say McClunky, man." They're just laughing about stuff.
Yeah, well, they're they know it themselves, aren't they? That's the thing.
Yeah,
and they believe in making the audience, the fans, happy. I never understand this whole premise of like when people say, "Oh, it's got." Whatever that word is, where they just pander to like the people that like the original trilogy or whatever, Easter eggs, that sort of thing. Of course, that's what you want.
Let's just talk about this. Let's come back to that because that's an interesting topic. So, but this guy, Pat has said, anybody else worried that Zavi are going to cock up the Razor Crest pre-orders? I'll firstly just say I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about where the hell they're going to leave it because I know that they use Hermes, and gosh. Where they left my Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, terrible.
Broad daylight. That was outrageous. That. And it might have been there for hours, man. Frightening,
Yeah, but
isn't
Nick, what can you expect for £1.50 delivery?
it? Yeah, but it's just
The I did notice on the Facebook groups recently that some people have had their Zavi orders cancelled for like Black Series figures and stuff, or vintage, which is a bit worrying, isn't it?
Well, that is a worry.
Yeah. I don't think with the Razor Crest, because they're big price items, aren't they? They're not really going to really screw that up, because if they can't handle that, they shouldn't handle any of the Hasbro Star Wars product.
And they are Hasbro, are they not? That's them. That's the link, isn't it? They're the closest you're going to get. That's why we're quite lucky to have them as a backup.
That they were the exclusive distributors, weren't they, for the Razor Crest as well? There was nobody else that you could have got that from.
Yeah, I looking forward to seeing what that thing is like. I think in your video, Tim, when you showed the the layout of the year, and when we hit November, I was just wishing my life away. I just thought, I just don't want this year to happen. I just want to get straight there. That's bad, isn't it?
It's potentially a wave at the end of the year as well to look forward to. So
Mm.
can you just go back to Daniel Chart's comment there about 3-pack?
I think we've heard quite enough from Daniel Chart tonight. No, I'm joking. Here he is again. Bespin 3-pack. Did I just skip past that, Daniel? I do beg your pardon.
It's only because I remember,
That's a good idea.
That'd be great,
I
wouldn't
remember
it?
last year I got quite excited because Usual Mike said we were going to be getting. Do you remember the 3-pack with Lando, the Bespin guard, and I can't remember who else was in it. There's 3 of them.
Yeah.
Special action figure 3-pack.
Yeah.
And he said it was coming out again, and I didn't. I thought, well, if they're going to do that, they'll have to make a new Lando, which obviously they're doing now. But he said that. I swear it's him that said that was coming. That's a bit of a shame, isn't it?
This HK87 Assassin Droid, I've looked at it before. I've Googled it. I might do it again. It's not VIG units, is it? It's a different type of thing, isn't it? I've seen these. They look weird. Let's have a look. Or is it an is it H?
There's HK from the
prison episode. Is it the prison episode?
Those would be great. Yeah.
Is that what they are?
Or was it the ones that are on the episode with Ahsoka?
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, it's those ones that the magistrate had.
They like climb on the roofs and stuff.
That's right. Yeah, very nice sound they made. They were a bit like the ones on the prison ship, but I'm sure somebody mentioned a similar kind of sounding droid, way before the even existence of the Mandalorian.
HK47. I think they're from the game KOTOR.
Right, that'll be it then.
Yeah, call people meatbags.
Really?
Yeah, because they were Builder Droid figures, weren't they? From about maybe the Legacy collection. There was 2 of them. There was one that was red, one that was metallic blue.
Look at all these great ideas like Buddy Hepburn there, Echo Base Control Room. I'd have a bit of that as well. That's a great idea.
Can I just jump in there? And I'm not going to give him a massive plug on this, but obviously even saying wanted to do the Echo Base Control Room and all that. Nick, this. Just go on to Diorama Workshop. It's got all the decals for all that sort of thing to download, print off. Bosh. Do it yourself. Very, very simple.
Can I just say that chocolate oranges are available from Ross? What are they called?
Terry's.
No, it's not. Isn't it Rawlinson's? What are they called again?
No, but you can make that stuff yourself very, very simply. Seriously, it is really, really simple to do. And this gentleman in Canada puts all of his stuff on for free downloads to make that sort of thing.
Okay.
And it's not a plug. It's you can make that yourself out of foam board that you can buy for £5 or whatever, and it's done easy. Sorry, apologies for that, by the way.
Bradley has said that Assassin Droid is the one with from the Magistrate, so is the ones from that climb on the roofs and stuff.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't pull the image up, but I saw them. Yeah, the ones that were. The ones from Mandalorian with the Magistrate in that Ahsoka episode. Yeah, they look great. I need to figure out how to share screen, don't I, really? Yeah, Rawlinson's. Yeah, chocolate oranges are available from Rawlinson's. Sorry, Dave, I'll say this.
This one's got a bit of a broken box.
Hello there, Star Wars buddies.
Hi. Hello.
Let's have a look here. Just going to go through some chat there. I'm so pumped to get the Razor Crest, says Bill Hulk. I'm so pumped to get the Razor Crest. I think I will pop open some champagne and share it with the FedEx man who shows up with it. Yeah. I know it's going to be a nervous time, isn't it? I'm just worried about because where it's going to be left and stuff, or should I say they, not it?
I was about to say, yeah, don't be coy on how many you bought, Nick.
They.
The trepidation is building.
Christ. So have zero faith in Zabby. Don't say that. Otherwise known as herpes. Yeah. My question was, if you had one choice, would you have 3 packs individually carded like Skiff pack or not?
3 individually carded.
Yeah. I love the special action 3 packs like the Arc Trooper ones. They are great. But if I had a choice, then I'd have the like they did with the Skiff guards, because then at least you've got the choice of taking them out and having them single carded.
Yeah, you keep them carded, don't you? The 3 packs. I don't. I was quite glad to get my hands on the. Still got it down here. The packaging, the Arc Trooper 3 pack, because I knew I was going to open it. I wanted them loose, and then I don't have to worry about it being. You wouldn't want to open it at 3 times the price, would you? Like a lot of the vintage, it's gone so high, hasn't it? One sec.
Oh wow, you got in it.
Excuse me. Oh, there he is.
You got a Bespin set in the middle.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, wasn't it? So that's the one Mike said.
Yeah.
It's Luke that comes with it. Yeah.
Oh, Luke Dagobah.
Yeah. Luke Bespin.
I mean, Bespin. Sorry. Yeah.
I mean, when I got that, the stress I had getting that, like when I was online and the website was crashing and I was sat in my car and I was on 4G, and I kept trying, and then, but a lot of people didn't get this. Why didn't they make an absolute shed load of these? Because they'd sell. I don't understand.
Definitely.
I think originally they were meant to be obviously part of an SDCC or a convention, weren't they? Before of this whole.
I know that they'll come out again, won't they? They're going to bring out 5s and Jet. Well, they've got 5s out. Echo and Jesse might come out on their own card, but
yeah, Echo's coming.
I'd sooner than just fix Rex, really.
Echo is rumored to be in the wave with Ahsoka and Maul.
Yeah, so do any of you think that Hasbro will make an Ahsoka from Mando? Well, I don't think so now. I think the fact that they're doing that Clone Wars one, it'll be a Ahsoka overdose. I think they should have. I would have preferred them to have done that, actually made a Mando one, because you've got an Ahsoka from Clone Wars already. I don't disagree. I don't deny, sorry, that the new one is way better, and it's from season 7 and stuff. But I think it would have been nice to see a Mando one.
I think all they've got to do with that one though is just give her baggy trousers and she's done, and a poncho, and she's
a poncho, yeah,
because she has got baggy. She's got like these baggy trousers.
That's what I think.
And I'm not fussed now. I've got that custom I've done. I'm just going to stick her in my Mando thing, and then I'm going to have this new Ahsoka Clone Wars. Will go nicely with the Clone Wars figures. You know what I mean? But yeah,
they'll definitely bring it out eventually.
Sorry.
No, because the Ahsoka. So you look at Clone Wars 10 years ago. How many Ahsokas did they release then?
Yeah,
there's at least 3 of them. So and I've only got.
What you got to think, BOE, is that anything where Hasbro have got most of the pieces for a new thing that they can kit bash, they will.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if it just involves new legs with some baggy trousers, then they'll do it, won't they?
Yeah.
Gore Course and Cyclops from the Mandalorian. I'm just trying to see who that is.
Oh, he's the guy at the side of the ring for the fighting of the with the that gets strung up,
Oh, him, the one-eyed guy.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny that when you watch those special features, they tried to make him sound like a mafia guy?
Yeah.
He said things like, "It's uncouth to talk business during the fight." He wanted him to sound like that, didn't he? But when you watched it, you didn't really. Well, I didn't anyway. I just saw him as being an alien talking gruff, but he actually wanted him to sound like the Godfather.
Yeah.
John Favreau. some couth to talk business.
Ed,
Hi there, g'day, Ed. Ed, indeed. Gorkaresh. That's Gorkaresh. Sorry, I put course in Koresh. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I love the way he says to him, "I promise you won't die by my hand." Die by the hand of those savage dogs. Yeah. Well, yes, two.
only two.
BOE.
Was it? Only two, was it?
Well, I don't know, maybe.
How many did you get, Nick?
3. It's madness, isn't it? Crazy, isn't it? What the hell's that about?
Madness
It is
and back
3.
charges.
Yeah. How about you? How about you, fellas? How about you, Mike?
No comment.
Be honest. Yeah, go on, Mike. Go on, be honest.
Oh, one.
One track
Yeah.
load. Yeah.
No, one.
One delivery's worth, which could be 5. Yeah, sorry. How about you, BOE? Did you not fancy any of that? You see, like the barge and stuff. Did that not flip your your nostalgia antenna or whatever?
Maybe the barge, but because I sort of collect old stuff as well, I've got to be sort of selective in what I get. So plus I prefer just the carded figures because they don't take up much space, and space is a premium. So but I mean, maybe if they reissued the barge, that's something I'd be more yeah.
Well,
So,
you know what?
Sorry, I was just going to ask BOE. So, obviously, being yourself being a massive collector of the vintage things,
Yeah.
If you could get one playset stroke vehicle re-released as the original, what would you like?
From back in the day,
yeah.
Let me think. Because a lot of they've done in the vintage collection, like the Y-wing, X-wing, Falcon.
Sorry,
I think we were talking.
Mike. Do you mean do you mean that they re-release in the retro collection style, or do you mean?
Yeah, just generally, Tim. The only reason the only reason I asked that is when I was speaking to Nick a couple of weeks ago when I jumped into my loft. And I pulled out the Star Destroyer that I had as a child.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys, and obviously,
I know the playset.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've seen obviously a couple of videos on YouTube where people have, I know obviously sort of people like Toy Ploy clean these things up, all that sort of thing, whatever. Yeah. And you can get obviously the stickers, you can buy the decals and all that sort of thing reapplied, can't you, and make them look almost brand new. So I would just be really interested in thinking, if you could have one thing, what would you love? I mean, only because me personally, I mean, I never owned it as a child. And I know this might have been something you guys wanted to chat about later, whatever, but when we talk about playsets, I mean, me personally, I would have loved an Ewok village, for example, but that's just me, so I was just interested in what you had, what you still had, what you might like, and that sort of thing.
I mean, I had the Creature Cantina in '79. Is my voice okay? Yeah, because I'm hearing echo. But the Creature Cantina, the Palatoy version, that was quite good. Recently I found a Rebel Transport. So if they could redo that, because that's never been done. So in the modern era, so Rebel Transport. Because I mean, everything else has been done, really. I mean, maybe if they ever dared to do a Death Star playset, like the Palatoy or the Kenner playset.
Alicio Bazan knows what he's talking about.
Bo-Katan, Cosco Reeves, and Axe. Yeah, Axe is that his name? Axe Woes would be an amazing 3-pack. Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, BOE.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Bo-Katan, yeah. No, because I sort of was saying, and then we were talking a couple of weeks ago about the mini rigs. If they could redo those in the vintage style packaging, because that's something that hasn't been done since the 80s. So yeah.
I didn't know about that, Delvian. And who is that in your profile picture? It's almost like one of the engineers from Alien. It's not though, is it? I knew it wasn't. I'm just saying. I saw a picture of an engineer the other day, and it was the male engineer. Looks a little bit like that. So excuse me for not knowing who that is in your profile picture. You've had it for years. I just always wondered who it was. On Razor Crest, smash up. Oh yeah, yeah, that hole in the ground thing that people joked about. Oh, no. Will you turn up in Mandalorian season 3? I don't know. I said a while ago I didn't really want there to be a season 3. I thought it was such a lovely ending, and they've got all these spin-offs now that they can take it all off, just let it go into all these other programs. You know, they've got so much going on.
Has that not been confirmed though, Nick? That they're doing a 3rd series, or?
Well, no, it has.
Yeah.
I think they are. Oh, yeah.
There's an April.
Because I heard again. I don't know.
With the Book of Boba Fett, they've got so many other things they could just stop it. They've told the story of Grogu and the child. I firmly believe that that's what the pull was of that series. But then again, I won't be surprised if they make the 3rd series as amazing as the 2nd. You know, because going back to the 1st series, I loved the 1st episode. I thought, what's the next one going to be like? Is it going to be as good? And it was. 3rd episode, brilliant, and it just was constantly good. I mean, obviously, some episodes weren't as good as others, but overall, they surpassed my expectations. So I'm sure they will again, because they seem to know what they're doing. Might just worry, you know. That's all. It won't be as good now, Grogu, but it might be in it. Grogu and Luke might be there. I don't know what they're going to do. It's all gone quiet. Sorry, have I killed the chat there?
No.
I know it's going to be interesting to see what these secondary market prices are, and you know what the value of this Jawa as well. The one with the egg, I'd love to open that. You see, I'm going to open it.
But you say that, Nick. Obviously, where Buddy's commented, I actually went on eBay the other day just to look, and somebody I pressed up for something like £2,300 for pre-order for one Razor Crest. I mean, nobody's obviously taking it, but ludicrous, absolutely nonsense.
Really?
Someone paid $995, didn't they?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's insane, isn't it?
I saw one sold for $995. And it's ridiculous, isn't it? Because it could come in any type of condition. You know, the person who pre-ordered it doesn't know if it's going to get dinged or whatever, you know, and then they've got to pass that on. It's going to be an interesting time. I would, if I sold one of my pre-orders, I would probably have anxiety for the whole time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just goes to show how much people will go to get it, you know, how much they want it still, and maybe they missed out on the backing it, or they didn't have the money at the time. You don't know the circumstances, but that's a lot of money. What's that? Thrice the price, isn't it?
Whoa,
crazy. Yeah. So what are we on? That was 1,480. We'll go to 2 hours, eh? Do a 2-hour show. Thanks for joining me.
Great
My guests,
show.
ladies and gentlemen, have been Tim from Bossk's Bounty, the mighty BOE, and Mike. Just Mike. Should have started with him and ended on the starting him and move on.
Yeah.
I can't. Who else have we got here? So it's been great to have a chat, fellas.
Yeah.
There is a 3rd season.
Yeah, apparently it airs in April, and Book of Boba Fett is November, like The Mandalorian has been. So
I saw a picture today, Tim, of the set for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Not the Obi-Wan, so the Kenobi series. I guess that they're filming that, you know, on a kind of a location thing or a closed set thing. But as opposed to doing that, I mean, it worked out really well for the Mandalorian, doing it with their screens or whatever they call that, the Super HD, whatever.
Are you sure that wasn't the set for Andor that's being done in some
Is that
Well,
the one that was
I
in
know
the
there was one
newspapers?
for Andor,
Yeah.
but I saw it on. You know, you don't know what to believe now with
Yeah.
what you see, but
It's
they
only
said the
'cause,
Kenobi series.
when the report first came out about that place, they said it as Kenobi, but then somebody dug around with some of the images
Right.
that were shown for
Andor,
Andor.
yeah.
Well, then again, it
And
was
you'll
the
notice some of
sun,
the-
wasn't it? It was. I didn't even want to click on it. It was the sun. You know.
Some of the buildings were similar in the background or whatever to what's actually there. But I mean,
They might have
I
it wrong.
can't wait for it all, man. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it will be great. Yep. Maul is brown bread, says Darth Mark.
Toast.
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting hearing Dave Filoni talking about Maul justifies his death, really. You know, he wasn't supposed to be anything other than just be an evil being. Qui-Gon was protecting Anakin. Anyway, I won't even go down there. It was fantastic. He talks for 10 minutes about the ins and outs of who Qui-Gon is and who he represents. He's the father figure. He wanted to be the father figure. He saw the Jedi had lost their way in politics or whatever, and he's the only one who recognizes he's ahead of them, he was saying. He's the only one who recognizes they should have more love and compassion. That's what Anakin says, isn't it, in Attack of the Clones? He says, we are encouraged to love. Some of that dialogue is terrible, isn't it? But it's quite interesting that look what happened to him. You know, he obviously...
He only says that 'cause he just wants to get his end away, doesn't he?
Let him get his rock shaft. That's what you say on the Red Letter Media. Brilliant. Anyway, we're going to round things up now. Gentlemen, before we go, actually, I'm so sorry. Wasting time here. Most important thing now, let's go quick round table now, round robin, whatever you want to call it. 5 figures we would like to see. Say, let's keep it specific to the chat we've had tonight. We've been talking about this year's schedule, the 96 as well. So, you know, as much as there are little nitpicks here and there, you can't fault them for... I was so pleased when they did that. They acknowledged it. They had a little screen for it. What did it say now? It was in the Canna font as well, wasn't it? 96.
96.
Yeah, that's right. So thank you very much, Hasbro, who they're watching now. But so who do we want from the 96? Can we do a top 5 if we have a little bit of think time? We'll start with Mike, actually, because I know, Mike, you have your list from last time we did
no, that's fine. A couple of them, Nick,
a
couple of them from that last collection that we discussed, obviously, are actually being done, which is fantastic. Which was for me originally was Leia Bespin and Orlando from Empire Strikes Back, which is I'm super chuffed that they're doing those. Listen, number 1 for me has to be Luke Farmboy. You just have to do that. I've I've gone on and on to you as well, and I know obviously Tim probably thinks the same in terms of Bib Fortuna. Without a shadow of a doubt, that needs to be done. After that, listen, I don't want to just harp on about Empire Strikes Back, but we need a Lobot, absolutely.
Yeah. Agreed.
You know, and I'll throw a curveball in here. I mean, I would love to see a Jeff Porkins in the vintage collection line. Yeah. I really would. I mean, I do love the 5 POA figure of that, but you know, and EV99.
Power of the Jedi, has he? That guy. That's.
Sorry, Power of the Jedi.
Yeah, not been done since then. Sorry, Mike. Go on.
Yeah. No. And just from the Return of the Jedi, either the EV99 droid or the 88, the torture droids. Something like that would be great, and that's just again, throwing it off the top of my head. I mean, listen, there's so many, isn't there? Come on,
good choices, though, man.
Thank you.
So yes, we need a client saying the baby is sleeping. Shh. Yeah. Sorry, let's go to BOE.
Thanks. Okay, first I'd say Death Star droid with hopefully chromed. Then I think they've done most of the early figures, but obviously the Luke Farmboy, that's one of my favorite figures. Princess Leia is one of my faves as well. So Princess Leia, white outfit on a Star Wars card.
Yeah.
General Medane.
Nice.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's got the greatest haircut in all of Star Wars.
That's 3 FX7 maybe on a card.
Oh yeah, great.
And the
Forget
last
about him.
choice would be, let's do another Jedi figure. Let's think. Well, let's do another Ewok, Romba.
Romba.
Nice.
That's the one that
He's
is
a bit
in the picture
chubby.
for the. So that was the controversy. Yeah, we never talked about it. Damn it! I was going to talk about the controversy. That Legacy Collection one's the one they should have repacked, in it, Tim. The going back to Paplu and the one with the teeth. That's what we were saying, wasn't it?
Definitely the head they should have kept. Yeah, the rest of the body, it has got swivel legs and stuff like that. The Lumat is definitely a better figure, but it's a Lumat.
It is. That's insane. Madness. Absolute madness. All right, so I'd say for the top 5 still, I'd put Bib Fortuna in there. And then I'd have Dooku. And then what was the other one? Before. Oh yeah, Merrick, Antok Merrick.
Yeah.
And then that's funny that all these are quite more recent. The only ones are Bib Fortuna. Well, I keep saying AT driver. I'd still love to see that come out.
Yeah.
But he's slipping down my want list as much as, say, I would probably put, say, like we've had that last year. I would have liked to have seen AT driver, but also maybe Lobot would have been on there. So am I saying Lobot now? No, I'm not. I'm going to say Luke Farmboy. I really want that to happen soon. I'm tired of waiting around for that. I could do without a Lobot for now, or an AT driver. But a good Luke Farmboy is important, because I think we're all missing the figure. We're all customizing them, aren't we? You know, and kit bashing and messing around with stuff. They need to sit down and give us the definitive. So, it's missing. Anyway, look at these little lists here. Hammerhead, Bib Fortuna, Garring. Oh yeah, Garring. See, there's loads of them, man. It's tough to do a top 5. It's tough to do a top 5. Count Dooku in the vintage collection, yeah. 5 figures. Emperor. See, I could have put him on my list. I didn't really think about my list. I just literally sat down.
The Emperor's coming, so you don't need to worry about that one.
Yeah, that's good. New Hope card, absolutely. Daniel, New Hope card, Stormtrooper, 3PO. I'd love to see that happen. A vac-metalized 3PO would be nice. Hi, Biker Scout 74.
Hi.
Yeah, the big 3 updates, absolutely. Definitely.
So mine are.
Oh, sorry, Tim, we haven't done you yet. Really sorry. I thought we'd. Sorry, Tim.
Right, so it's Squid Head.
Yeah.
Hammerhead.
Good.
Bib Fortuna. And then we need a farm. I agree with everyone with Farm Boy Luke. It's got to be done a proper Farm Boy
really
Luke.
Good.
And Vac-metalized C-3PO.
Oh, you like that idea as well?
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I mentioned him earlier again on the podcast. I just think that's crazy, like, especially when they made a massive point out of the Vac-metalized pram.
The pram.
Ooh, it's Vac-metalized. Well, use it for the bloody droids we need,
Yeah. There's no excuses. We talked about it in my last stream, didn't we? The fact that, the environmental issue can't be much of an issue. I don't know. I can't comment on Transformers, but if it's in that, then they can do it. And they should and could.
All of mine are from original trilogy. Then, you could just go forever. You just look at Rogue One, the Krennic.
Yeah. Krennic. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about him.
Baze Malbus to go with your awesome Chirrut Emway.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's just so many. Kira.
Well, Kira with the cloak, the cape. Yeah,
with the red cape.
That'd be great.
Crazy amount.
And Wade's got some good card backs for her as well. He's got a good one. There's some really good. Yeah, we're coming up to 2 hours, fellas. Thanks very much for coming on. It's been really good. I did that video earlier of the what you call it now, the figure hack video for Obi-Wan, and in that I mentioned that I'm working on I've done some shots of it already, a vintage collection wish list, and I'm going to do it for 3PO. that'll probably be the next one I do. So I'm glad you mentioned that. That sort of inspires me a bit to get that done, because I could have done that earlier, but I got a bit distracted, should we say.
Blue
Anyway,
Harvest saying Prune Face. We've already had him, but he is saying Watto, which is I don't know if he's joking when he says Watto or not, but I love Watto the character.
Yeah,
he would be a good card.
Yeah, we have a lots of that. Yeah, he's great, isn't he? And also that's the little Annie. You get that figure as well when he's got the little hat on, isn't he?
Yeah.
Me busca de Shmi Skywalker. It is you. What do you know? He says, looking for my mother. Anyway, thanks fellas for joining us, and thanks everybody in the chat. I think we best knock off now. It's quite hard to say goodbye, isn't it, really? Could stay here all night. I'm just going to quick fire through these chats here, but thanks everyone for joining along, and I shall leave it there. And of course, yes, see you soon. Thank you for watching.
Cheers, goodbye.
Only one Kenobi. That's been Blacked Out
you.
Ewoks. That's been Tim from Bossk Foundry and Mike. Get yourself a channel, Mike. Start.
Bye.
Do it. Take care now.
See you guys.
3, 2, 1. We're clear.
Bye.
I think I've ended it, have I?
I don't know.
No, you're still on.
Still on. Oh my
How'd
god.
you end it?
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Wouldn't it be funny? Yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if we thought we weren't finished and then we were just saying something
Still on.
offensive? Okay, we're going now. Goodbye.